Fox News has been following efforts by some in the GOP establishment to draft a third-party candidate. There's even been some specific names that have been coming out. Is this a real possibility? Joining me now for a fair and balanced debate, Fox News contributor Angela McGlowan and former DNC and Obama campaign official Holly Shulman. So, ladies, I think I'm going to start with you, Holly. I already know that your opinions are going to be vastly different. I want to put up a full screen for our viewers at home. 5 prominent Republicans, their names have been tossed around, possibly being courted by some GOP establishment members. These are the 5 not candidates, they're prominent Republicans that people are discussing. Is it a possibility that we could see a third party come up in the next coming weeks?
You know, a girl can only dream.
Again, drastically different opinions.
Look, I think that Republicans are having enough trouble as it is consolidating their base, getting ready for a general election that has ostensibly already started on their side. And so, yes, I would love to see any of these Republicans run as a third-party candidate. Will it happen? I mean, who knows? I didn't think Donald Trump would be the nominee. I don't think this can happen, but it may.
Yeah, this isn't a predictable election cycle.
Elizabeth, even Holly, a liberal, a Democrat, knows better than some people in our party. The bottom line is this: insanity is doing something over and over again and expecting a different result. So may I remind the party about Ross Perot, George Bush, Bill Clinton, and we got, what, 8 years of Bill Clinton. We need to come together as a party. And Mitt Romney should know better because it was Newt Gingrich that went after him in 2012.
And we have reporting from inside Capitol Hill, the building behind us, that this is an ongoing topic of conversation, and it's very serious. It could be very real.
Yes.
And you're saying that's not what you want to see.
What I would like to see is when you have the third in line for the presidency, Paul Ryan, weighing in if he's going to endorse Donald Trump. If he does not, I think it would be destructive for the party, and I think it would be destructive for the country. Here he is third in line, so I'm hopeful that they can come together with some type of resolution so the party can come together. And until they do, this is what we're going to see.
What was your reaction to Thursday, then, when we saw the Trump-Ryan meeting?
Paul Ryan and I worked together when we did the contract with America. I believe he worked for Sam Brown back at that time. So he's a great strategist, a great strategist. The strategy is he needs to protect his members of Congress in the House and in the Senate. We still need to get legislation through. So imagine if we have Democrat in the House, Senate, and the White House. It'll be like Obama and Nancy Pelosi all over again. So that's what Paul is doing. He needs to keep those conservatives in line. One last thing. Republicans defeated Republicans in 2012. Mitt Romney did not get 7% of the Republican vote, and that's what defeated him. He got more of the independent vote by 4%.
Well, you talked about your reaction from the meeting on Thursday. Right. And Holly, I want to get your reaction because we are starting to see some rank and file coalesce. A number of senators and also congressmen are starting to rally behind Trump. So, you know, is that something that Hillary is concerned about? You know, a lot of people are saying that she's outpolling him in so many general election polls. Is it too early to make those type of predictions? And we all are starting to see people really coalesce on the Hill.
You know, I think we're in a very good position going into the general election and going into November. Republicans are spending a lot of time trying to court a failed vice presidential candidate, and the more time they spend doing that, the less time they spend talking about the issues, talking about what matters to the American people. And I think that we've seen that this week. It's more of a media circus than it is a presidential campaign.
But you did talk about, at the very beginning, you said a girl can only dream when I said that there could be a third-party candidate. But keep in mind that Bernie Sanders is still there, and he's fighting for a contested convention.
Now,
so
here we go.
Although Hillary, she certainly has a number of delegates and superdelegates, he's not going away anytime soon, and he said his goal is to get to that convention. So she's not necessarily clinched.
You know, I think she has more votes than him. She has more delegates than him. I think it's pretty clear the direction that this campaign is going. That said, you know, we've seen in recent exit polls, poll after poll, that more than 3/4 of Democrats are excited about both of our candidates. They think this primary race has made us stronger. And I think we've run a good primary based on ideas. You know, we talked about student loan debt, about raising the minimum wage.
Holly,
you
guys
are talking about small hands.
You guys have a flawed candidate because blacks are split between Hillary and Sanders. Women, millennials, she's not getting those traditional votes that she did. So if Bernie Sanders were to run as independent, we definitely would win. So yeah, go Bernie, go.
Yeah, that's certainly, we certainly see it on both sides of the aisle. Is there anything that surprises you? I mean, I know that's sort of an odd question because everything is surprising us. But Holly, specifically on the Democratic side, because we saw Hillary Clinton when she was in a similar position with Barack Obama, she dropped out and she wasn't as far behind as Bernie Sanders is. But he said he's gonna hang on.
But you raised a good point. You know, we ran a very vicious primary in 2008. It was very hard for Democrats, but at the end of the day, we came together and swept 2 elections in a row. And so I think that if history is any guide, I'm not worried about this. We're seeing a lot of excitement, both for Bernie Sanders and for Hillary Clinton, and that's going to translate well for us.
All right, Angela, I'll let you get the last word.
Well, then we had John McCain, and then also we had Mitt Romney. Now we have Donald Trump, that I think is great for the party. If he can bring Paul Ryan and some of those establishment elites on board, I think we're going to win.
All right, Angela, Holly, thank you so much for joining. Very interesting, and I think we'll be having more discussions as this election cycle heats up. Thank you very much.